Good evening. My name is Stacy Seidel, and I have the honor of serving as superintendent at Northeastern. Tonight, I'm also here as a fellow parent because my son is also a member of this amazing 8th grade class. It's my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's program. We ask that you support our efforts to maintain tonight's program as a semi-formal decorum by turning off all of your electronic devices, and please remain sensitive to those around you so all of us can enjoy tonight's program. And now, I will turn your attention to Miss Allie Hudak, who will share her talented voice with all of us as the class of 2021 processes to their seats. Thanks.
That people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Now I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being
Green team students, come back here, please. I'm going to have to ask that last row to be relocated of parents. So we mismarked that. So green team students, come back. You're going to sit with your team. The last row of parents behind the students, if I could please ask you to relocate to the back. There's plenty of seating in the back. I want those students to sit with their team. Thank you for your flexibility. Mrs. Reynolds, make sure they sit with the team. Thank you. In the hands of a lesser student body, that might be a big deal, but not this group, the most flexible, supportive group of 8th graders we've ever laid our eyes on. Thank you. You guys look fantastic. Let's celebrate this 8th grade group 2021. Welcome to my favorite celebration, my favorite day of the entire year. If I could have your attention, please, students. You look fantastic. It's now time to shut that hole under your nose. Be most respectful and enjoy your evening, every single solitary breath. You've worked hard, and we're going to celebrate all of you this evening. For those of you who don't know me, I'd like to welcome you to our annual 8th grade recognition night ceremony. I serve as a proud and wackadoodle principal here in Deeringly, or otherwise referred to sometimes as Mr. A. It is my pleasure to serve as your MC this evening, and I will do all in my power to keep things moving efficiently and ceremoniously. The good news is we have requested air conditioning at a much earlier age, and I expect it to consider it to be cooler as the evening goes on. Prayer in school is allowed for this purpose. This year has certainly been a year to remember with this 8th grade group. Extremely special group of kids, 325 strong, highlighted by some of the most support for each other. When you talk about a class, they always come together with some sort of personality. The support that they've showed for each other and the charity that they care about other people will be what we take when they leave us. For a little while, they always come back and say hi, since we're right across the parking lot. Hint, hint, 8th graders. We celebrate the outpour of evidence that Rachel's challenge at NMS is having the profound impact that Rachel had dreamed it would someday. 2 simple pillars of spreading kindness and compassion throughout our NMS community, and illustrious examples of this must include Aaron Finnegan's relentless efforts to support our troops by raising over $1,000 last year as a 7th grader and all but $1,500 as an 8th grader this year. You go, Aaron Finnegan. And check this out. Check this out. We also observed a brand new phenomenon this year when the following students, Abby O'Leary, Kira Latshaw, Mackenzie Gross, Seth Seidel, Emma Erdley, Emily Bale, Aubrey Fogel, Paige Damon, April Wells, Lexi Datesman, Abigail Tavakini, Mackenzie Redding. These crazy people came in before school even started this year, way back in their summer, and they made signage to welcome back Mrs. Windward and our own Austin Pfeiffer after their medical challenges last year. So thank you to Mrs. Windward and Austin for showing us what courage and resolve can do. Your Bobcat toughness inspired us all. Congratulations. The kids have heard me say this, the staff has heard me say this time and time again. This simple message, steadfast, outward message of I got your back, is easy to say. But when it comes walking the talk, this comes to mind with the small and extremely committed volunteers to nurture Rachel's Closet with the many responsibilities that go along with Rachel's Closet and Pantry on a daily basis. This list includes Kayla Taylor, Jordan Jennings, Ashley Wybrecht, Mackenzie Redding, Jenna Gross, Alyssa Shue, Jade Schellenberger, Kira Latshaw, Paige Damon, Lexi Datesman, Kelly Emenheiser, and McKenna Fitzsimmons on a daily basis care more about others who have less than themselves. Congratulations. So we always hold and we will always cherish this characteristic of your class, U 2021, as it is reasonable to expect that you're going to need support from each other as you matriculate into Northeastern High School. Another illustrious example of this I got your back sentiment was evident in a recent tragedy involving one of our classmates who lost his sister much too soon. As well, as the recent loss of Abby Oswald. Our outward support for this fellow high school Bobcat. Also, just last week, I think the allergies are bad in the room. Pollen's up here or something. Just last week, with the help of one of our varsity wrestling coaches, Coach Dan Wilson, our friends at Rachel Club designed and planted a memorial garden in honor of Hope Westrick. Many of you know that Hope is the sister of our own Robert. I wasn't going to go here. Robert Manning, all others who have or are currently dealing with tragedy. Remember, we got your back. I talked to Robert and Manny earlier today. Whether you know this or not, these two share a significant bond for tragic reasons, but the two of them on the football field and the gridiron are magic. We look forward to watching you as you go on your varsity experience. JB, we call you Thunder and Lightning. You know who's Thunder and you know who's Lightning, right, Robert? He's a little quicker than you. He will block for you. He will have your back. You two have a tremendous bond. We look forward to watching you. All right, so it's upbeat now, positive. Students, realize during these trying times a common theme evolved, and that is this. Every single NMS student affected by hardships this year wanted to come back to the halls of NMS immediately. And the reason they did is because of you and all of you and the support that this staff has offered and what you do for each other. Providing that sense of support on a daily basis is called love, and that's why you thrive. You support your classmates and our amazing staff of adults who love our kids at deep levels and the safety and security that we so solemnly and truly commit to you and your parents. We always wanted you to feel safe, kids, and you thought sometimes the rules were stupid and the expectations were stupid, and sometimes they were to the eyes of a 13 and 14-year-old, but they're there to create a safe and orderly environment so you can learn and be safe and secure. The significant part of what we promised to you means we wanted you to feel affirmed, important, and loved. This was always will remain our steadfast commitment so long as I have the honor of leading this special school. If ever you doubt it, come on back and test the commitment for yourself. It's my greatest hope, kids, that you look back with fond memories of our school that you helped shape. Many students in this class are no stranger to achievement. You'll hear a lot more on that later. But how about Mr. Raymond not feeling great after surgery and Seth Seidel and Bryce Wyman serving as guest teachers, just jumping in and starting to teach the class. I was there to observe Mr. Raymond, but quickly put in Seth Seidel and Bryce Wyman into our PAE service, and they both came out as distinguished teachers. So keep it up, gentlemen. This year we also say best wishes to your retirement to Mr. Ritz. You will notice he's in a tie today. Where are you, Mr. Ritz? Where are you? Stand up. Look, show everybody your tie. Look. He even has a flower on. I believe both of his cufflinks are buttoned tonight. Yes? And he has a tie. So congratulations, Mr. Ritz. Congratulations on your 31-year career. Many of you know he's a mad scientist and a teacher with Northeastern, but what you may not know is we have to show our 7th graders his picture every year because they think he's an intruder in our school. We've had kids run down in 7th grade and call the office and say, we need to go to Code Red. Code Red, there's a scary man up on the 3rd floor, and it turns out it's Mr. Ritz. We call that a Code Ritz. Parents, for you, my final comment, so we met for the first time 2 short years ago at our gymnasium for new student orientation. Some of you walked in shaking, some of you walked in crying, but I think back to the nerves and anxiety you had as your babies left elementary school and were entering the middle school. I hope that we've served you well and that you carry with you the simple truths that we loved your kids and appreciated partnering up with you to do all that we could to bring out their very best and encourage them to use these middle school years as a launch pad to be special like they were born to be. I remember sharing middle school years could prove to be a tumultuous time and could resemble a roller coaster ride of sorts. I promised you that we could not shelter them from every bad experience they may encounter, and that we would do our best to help you to teach them to suffer well, develop coping skills, and strive for their dreams regardless of any inherent obstacles that every person's world will undoubtedly encounter. I remember telling you they'll come in like Pee Wee Herman and they'll leave like Barry White. In 2 short years, their voices will change and their bodies will be different than they ever have. I'd also be remiss if I did not take the time to share a heartfelt thanks. With Memorial Day right around the corner, it's appropriate that we ask every veteran who has ever served or are currently serving to please stand and be recognized. We would love to throw some love on you. Thank you for your commitment and your sacrifices. Thank you, veterans. Please stand. I had the privilege of going on an honor bus recently, and as you may or may not know, people in the service of different branches love to jab each other, and I will always remember the driver was a United States Army veteran, and he was making fun of the Marines on the bus, and he said, "We are going to leave at 0900. If you're a Marine, that means the big hand is on the 12 and the little hand's on the 9, or something like that." And he had them all. He laughed and confused, but they love to do that. It's a great experience. Finally, this lady down here in the front left, her name is Mrs. Anderson. You have to understand the tireless efforts and extreme competence that she does to prepare for this event tonight. Somehow, in the midst of 35 or more early dismissals, parent pickups, phones ringing, doors buzzing, people needing buzzed in, buzzed out, relentless interruptions, somehow she manages to order all the plaques and take care of so many of the details that make tonight possible. I can't thank you enough, Mrs. Anderson. I'm nowhere near as verbally gifted to tell you how much I appreciate it. Throwing some love on you. The ceremony happens because of you and your support. Also, a big shout out to Mr. Weichert and the Whiz Kids up there in the booth. You guys make this possible, your video recording. Thank you very much, Weichert's Whiz Kids. High school custodial crew, middle school custodial crew, so many people put this together and support behind the scenes, and that's real leadership. So I appreciate you giving them applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct privilege and pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Allie Hudak, Student Council President, to share her reflections and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allie, come on up here. Say a word.
In the last 2 years, I have felt very ready. I always thought, I am ready for the PSSAs. I am ready for this test. I am ready for this day to be over. I am ready, ready, ready. However, today, I feel more ready than ever and less ready than I have ever been. As a member of the Blue Team in 7th grade and of the Green Team in 8th grade and Student Senate for both years, I could always feel the support of my parents, teachers, and fellow students. Through all of the struggles and remarkable moments, they were always there. Now, with all of my teachers, friends, and family behind me, I can say I am Allie Hudak and I am ready for the future. Class of 2021, consider what you have accomplished. Every test you took and hours you studied in the last 9 years have led up to this moment. 9 years have already passed, and the final 4 will be gone before you even realize they have started. 4 more years until graduation. 4 more years of memories with friends and teachers. 4 more years to go. I first walked through the Northeastern middle school doors terrified. I looked up, literally up, at all of the 8th graders who could maneuver through the crowds of students without looking up from their seemingly life-threatening text conversation. Now, I stand here and simply ponder how I have gotten here. It seems that merely yesterday, we all had blue lips from our slushies during the 6th grade tour of the middle school. It must have been only yesterday that I opened my locker for the first time and got lost on my first day to class. Only yesterday. But yesterdays become last weeks, and last weeks become last years. And before you know it, you will be standing in front of 1,000 people, realizing that you had the opportunity to watch how everyone grew into who they aspired to be. I wrote a goal at the beginning of 7th grade as to what I wanted to accomplish by the end of 8th grade. At the time, I rolled my eyes and thought, why do we need to do this? It's not like we're going to remember it. I'm sure most of you do not remember what you wrote down. But if you do, I believe that goal is still part of your life today. That goal took your dreams and aspirations and turned it into something accomplishable. After all, looking straight into the face of the future is terrifying, but looking on to tomorrow is feasible. My goal that day, 2 school years ago, to read a speech at 8th grade recognition as the Student Senate President. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. No matter how many times we, as students, say that we are ready for high school, that can never change the fact that the middle school was a building block in the steps of life. I believe we can collectively say that we have cultivated so many lessons from Northeastern Middle School. The staff we have grown with have shown us that everyone has a little crazy in them, but that respect that they have shown us has unquestionably allowed us to make our own respect towards them and towards our future. By simply going through life in school, we realize that anything we do can have an impact on how we are portrayed. The decisions we make do not dictate who we are, but they do allow us to create who we are. The past was created to allow us to learn, and what we learn from ourselves may be a greater lesson than that of which can be taught. The future we see for ourselves, no matter how vastly different they appear, will have a single factor that is similar. It will take work. The dedication that we all show will be the factor to our success. I had heard some advice at Northeastern Middle School that simply shows the power you have. Your mind is so powerful that the things you can achieve are endless. Imagine what that power can do for you when you set your mind to. Sometimes adults can see our future better than we can, and it takes one teacher, parent, or friend to lead you out of the abyss that you see and onto the road that you were destined to go down. After 2 years of the same school and seeing the same faces every day, we have become comfortable with how we are living life. However, just as we have gotten comfortable, we will be thrown into a new environment of which we know nothing about. How will we know where our classes are? Will we like having upperclassmen around us? What types of teachers will we have? Will we have sarcastic and peppy teachers, dark and twisty teachers, or teachers who follow us from grade to grade simply because we are the greatest class of 2021 that they have ever seen? Will the teachers retire because they know they could never top our class? Will they be like Mr. Johnson and kick us out of our class on the first day of class, making him the biggest handful of a teacher I have had yet? Or will the teachers simply be the most passionate teachers we have ever met, not only about the subjects we learn, but about the students we are? Every single teacher I encountered at the Northeastern Middle School were the most inspiring people I have ever met. Teachers that I have never spoken to have become inspirational. Even during some of the toughest, I would rather be dead than wake up days, the NMS staff had the most cheerful aura that no one could resist smiling at. I am deeply honored to have been able to learn under these teachers, and I sincerely believe I have never had so much fun learning. The end of this experience has humbled me, but one quote sticks out in this time of excitement and ending. Never say goodbye, because goodbye means going away, and going away means forgetting, by Peter Pan. I don't want to forget Northeastern Middle School. I don't want to forget the fun I have had. I don't want to leave the lessons I have learned behind me. Instead of ending this with a goodbye, I will end with a see you later to Northeastern Middle School, Mr. A, Miss Ryan, and everyone who has touched my life, and I will start with an enthusiastic hello to the Northeastern High School. Thank you. At this time, please stand, remove any head coverings, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our country's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Allie. Let's keep throwing some love on some kids. That's what we're here to celebrate tonight. How about giving a nice, warm Bobcat welcome to our 8th grade Go Team representative, Maya Clapper. Get on up here, Maya.
Where's the pen? When I came to the middle school, I was awfully scared of the things that could happen. However, all good things have to happen these past 2 years. I got great grades, and I can't say that I have gotten those before. At least not great ones like these year's grades. Another thing that really went good for me was my friends. I don't know what I'd do without my best friends like Kira or Adrian. And really, that's a big lesson we all need in our lives. Friends. Friends can teach you valuable lessons. They can help you with your problems and comfort you when you need them the most. When we take one step out of this building to end our middle school lives on the last day of school, we'll miss our teachers. We'll miss how they encouraged us and helped us to achieve our goals. We'll miss every single time they made a joke and made us laugh. If you don't miss them when you leave, you'll miss them in the next school year, because our teachers teach us lessons and give us tips for life in or out of the high school. They tell us how the teachers are in the high school and prepare us for what's yet to come. My teachers. Probably my favorite teachers I've ever had. No one compares, or really will ever compare to them. Their attitudes, most of the time, are funny, personal, and inspiring. Speaking of funny, Mr. Johnson. He can always make you laugh or even chuckle. Another thing about Mr. Johnson is that whenever there's something about the current events happening, he always takes time to talk about it to us. He takes time to talk about our assignments too, which is always fun. But he's not the only one that does this. Mr. Drenchko. You always, every single day, take time in the beginning of the class to talk to us about what's going on in our lives, and he even tells us little stories that most of the time are funny. He's also encouraging. He tells us to reach for our goals and not to stop for nothing. Miss Will, I just adore your personality. Miss Will is just a peppy girl and always makes my day with her voice. The way she teaches, you can't forget what she says. She can always make anything fun by making us science labs. Mrs. Winward, what I like about her is her tolerance level. She's one of the only teachers in the hallway that can actually go a whole day without yelling at us, or even all of us. She thinks that we're funny, and whenever we're in her classroom, whenever someone does something weird, she laughs. She doesn't yell at us unless she has to. Mrs. Winward always uses her soft voice to tell us to stop instead of listening. Yelling, not listening. Mrs. Gepfer, your attitude toward us is phenomenal. You always treat us great and equal. You even sometimes let us play games when we're fully done with our work. You're just an amazing teacher. Mrs. Rebuck, you always check up on your students. You even treat us like your own children. You, like Mrs. Winward, have a gentle and soft voice. Only once this year, you have yelled at us. I can still remember when you did a bottle flip, or tried to. You did succeed at one point, so good for you. Finally, Miss Lee, even though you're hard on us and yell at us, you take care of us and help us with our work when we need it. If we don't ask, you offer. You always offer. Eventually, when we go to the high school, like it or not, it's going to be hard. Harder than these past 2 years. You can't give up when you think you're breaking. You need to keep pushing to do your best. Do the best you can do at every breaking point. You need to find the energy you need to keep going. Also, you need to stay positive. Positive about everything. No matter what happens and what brings you down, you need to keep your head up high and just stay positive. We need to prepare for the next level in our lives, one in which determines what the years after will look like. What you do in the high school will unravel what happens in your future. If you try your best, you can get into a good college and eventually get your goal of becoming what you've always wanted. You don't necessarily need to go to a good college to achieve what you've always wanted, but it would be the best thing to make your goal more achievable. Now, we're close to the ending of this school year, and it's time to say goodbye to our teachers and hello to a new beginning. Now's the time to look ahead to the high school. We can further our education and our hopes and dreams for even the following years after the high school. We can make anything good happen if we try. We can grow to become better friends and greater of what we love. So goodbye, Northeastern Middle School, and hello to new hopes and dreams. And before I end, I just want to say, Mom, I can't wait to see you read your letter. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to the podium Itchy and Scratchy, please, for the Wellness Awards. Come forward.
Good evening, everyone, parents, friends, family. My name is Nick Chitori. This is Corey Polson, two members of our wellness team. We're some of the people that students probably went home complaining about for making them move a little too much, sweat a little too much, heaven forbid change your clothes once in a while for class, and then move some more. But believe me, it was in our, we were just trying to motivate them as much as we could. The students that did this, and sometimes went above and beyond the call of duty, not only in class, but also in the health classroom as well, we would like to recognize them by giving them our Wellness Award this year. There's a decent amount of you. Your recognition will be in your folder, so I'm not going to hand you anything up here, okay? When you're called, please come up on stage, line up at the end because there is a decent amount, and please hold your applause to the end because of that. Mr. Polson will be reading the names.
All right, here we go. All right, for the boys, James Herman, Hassan Belgrave, Aiden Seibel, Ethan Waldrop, Darren Miller, Griffin Beatty, Evan Gibbs, Brady Lemon, Tanner Sadowski, Brian Warrender, Mason Morgan, Tristan Schraudner, Craig Johnson, Brayton Kaminsky, Seth Seidel, Andrew Sabrowski, Dominic Earl, Mitchell Kling, Gavin Stevens, Alexander Tejada, Ethan Augenbaugh, Andrew Baker, Denver Good, Manny Capone, and Brandon Batdorf. All right, thank you, gentlemen. You can take your seats. All right, let me have your attention. Now for the girls. Here we go. Mackenzie Gross, Jessica Kunkel, Alex Bartram, Jenna Gross, Anna Heatherton, Rachel Kelly, Logan Jennings, Kayla Taylor, Kira Latshaw, Megan Elzinga, Emma Hartley, Abigail O'Leary, Trinity Schraudner, Emma Erdley, Nadia Owens, and Madison Noki. Thank you, ladies. Congratulations.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for proving attitude matters. We appreciate it. As we move into our next award, it's a recognition of parent volunteers, and what happens is a natural progression every school I've ever been associated with. PTOs go from 35 to 40 strong at the elementary levels, and intermediate a little bit less, and a little bit less at middle school, and a little bit less high school. Not good, bad, just the way it is. I'm not upset about it. I'm just sharing that. So it was, I believe it was Mother Teresa's quote that inspired PIM again this year, as every year, where she said, "One person can make a difference. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." We have one person who has led our Parents in the Middle program for 8 years. Now, she has a child here tonight, and she has an older son, Zach, as well. But as you could quickly figure out, 8 years serving as a president of our Parents in the Middle group, Mrs. Knappenberger has not had children here every single one of these 8 consecutive years. So please help me give a thundering round of applause to Mrs. Knappenberger. She's the only member of the staff that cries more than me. She's crying already, and I just said something nice about her. So wait till you hear what some of the kids say about you later. Give her some extra tissues, Dad. Okay. So anyways, my personal thanks to every one of you. I know you all will hate me for this, but she had a small cast of characters that she would never take the credit. She would always throw it away. So when I read your name, you can hate me later, send me a nasty email, whatever you want, but I'm going to ask you to stand anyway so we can throw some love on you. Mrs. Knappenberger, President and Fundraising, please stand. Angie Tully, Secretary, please stand. Wendy Gorman, Treasurer. Mary Gladfelder, Fundraising, Pickups, Teacher Luncheon, and any other thing we possibly needed. And finally, Stacy Force, set up pricing, donations, 8th grade rec flowers. You small group of amazing women allow our kids to experience Gettysburg tomorrow, Friday, next week. It's them. They're why you do it. We love you. Thank you. Moving on up. Here we go. When I call your name, please come to the front stage. We'll start with Mrs. Sargent. She said she can't publicly speak to 1,000 people or she'll pass out. So she's going to just stand here and hand the award and shake hands and throw some love on the kids. But I need Noah Johnson, Steph Petro, Brayton Kaminsky. Please come forward. So this is the STEM award. Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. This computer fair participants worked throughout. Can you guys stand with your toes on that white line so we can see? And lady, so we can see you all. Thank you. And hide Mrs. Sargent so she doesn't pass out. Thank you. So these students worked in the computer fair. They worked throughout the year on projects such as animation, digital movies, graphic designs, web page design, and programming. These 3 8th graders competed in animation, digital movies, and graphic design. Brayton Kaminsky created an animation called Spaceship Flight Scene. He plans to use this animation in this year's talent show, so don't fret, kids. You'll get a chance to see it. Stephanie Petro created a digital movie about her favorite singer, Andy Biersack. And Noah Johnson created a graphic design for an imaginary ice cream store. These students competed on the regional level on March 22nd at the LIU 12 in New Oxford. Northeastern School District won many first, second, and third place awards in both middle and high school levels. Noah Johnson earned honorable mentions. Stephanie won second place for a digital movie, and Brayton won first place on his animation. Check this out. All first place winners will now move on to the state level on May 24th at Dickinson College. Mrs. Sargent and our entire staff would like to congratulate these students. This is our first year with this STEM program for their excellent computer skills and hard work. And by the way, good luck, Brayton, on the state competition next week. Make us proud, son. We love you. Now go back to your seats. Next, I call to the mic the man who has frustrated many students, as you've heard already this evening, Mr. Johnson. Come on up. Recognition of Student Senate.
Good evening. I'd like to thank everyone for coming. Allie, you weren't the only one, see? I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight and being such an important part of your child's education. This was a very productive year for Student Senate. Dances were a huge success. We were able to have the Halloween dance, which we added the pictures, which are great. Students did a fantastic job gearing up and taking care of Star Wars for the students. With all the great things that these students did, I continue to look forward to hearing about the future accomplishments of this year's Student Senate and also from the class of 2021. I'd now like to recognize Student Senate. When I call your name, please stand up. Aaron Finnegan, Jenna Gross, Allison Hudak, Darren Miller, Leah Miller, Olivia Payne, Caitlin Prince, Lydia Sanderson, Andrew Sabrowski, Abigail Tabacchini, and Alexandria Versace. Thank you all very much for a great year. And like I said, I look forward to finding out what you guys do next year. Thons next year. Big time.
Please give it up. Mr. Johnson has resigned as Student Senate. Needs more time with family. He's done a great job with Student Senate. Thank you. I thank you in advance for helping myself, Mr. Plummer, and Mr. Raymond as we turn the tide next year. Thank you again. All right, let's keep it going now. Throwing some more love on a kid. You've heard from enough adults consecutively. We put the real entertainment dispersed throughout the program. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Oh, Mr. Johnson, sorry. Newscasters first before another student representative. Come on up, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening. First thing in the morning, I had the pleasure of working with a wonderful group of students. They're not only motivated, but are responsible and hardworking. These students do an amazing job of making the production of the Bobcat News 5 days a week during advisory. Personally, my job is better because every morning I get to work with this awesome group of 10 students. I couldn't have asked for a better crew this year, and I can only hope that the job that they did training my next crew will make me just as happy next year. With this group, I also look forward to seeing what they're able to accomplish next year at the high school. Will the following students please stand up when your name is called to be recognized? Jaden Bainbridge, Caitlin Bear, Dominic Earl, Megan Elzinga, Noah Herman, Allison Hudak, Logan Jennings, Brayden Kaminsky, Trinity Schraudner, and Tejada. You guys did a great job this year. This was the first year that we actually took a field trip and worked on a video commercial through an organization in York. Kids did a wonderful job. They've set the bar high for the next group. And I thank you guys for everything you've done for our school. Good night.
That was not in the script. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, it has come time. Domo, you okay over there? All right. It is now time, my distinct pleasure and privilege, to welcome to the mic our 8th grade green team representative, Miss Samara Means.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Samara Means, and I'm proud to stand before you today to talk on behalf of the Green Team. Tonight, we have gathered here to acknowledge the many accomplishments the students of the class of 2021 have made. During this time, I will give my thanks to the teachers, principals with whom I've shared many memories throughout my years at Northeastern Middle School. When I first entered into NMS, I was just as nervous as the next person because of the many doubtful thoughts about going into 7th grade, wondering what types of teachers or peers I would be dealing with. But I think the most nerve-wracking feeling was finding out we would not have our closest friends in our classes because we would be placed in separate sections. These past 2 years have instilled in me the value of friendship and education that has caused me to appreciate all that I am blessed with in life. My middle school years can be summed up into 2 words: fun and frustrating. I have enjoyed the many events like the pep rallies, clubs, and spirit days. However, in the midst of all the fun, we have encountered frustrations with PSSAs, memorizing maps, studying for major quizzes or tests, and so much more. In the end, we were still motivated to move forward by each other, our teachers, and community. Next, I would like to recognize the teams I've been honored to be a part of, the blue and green teams. I will always remember my teachers on the blue team, who were Mrs. Trimble, Mr. Kessler, Mrs. Gerber, Mrs. O'Neill, Mrs. Ritz, Ms. Stanball, and Mr. Over. To you all, I want to simply say thank you for the many moments I will never forget. For instance, I remember when Mr. Kessler shared his wrestling moves, which proved to me to never mess with him. I can also recall being in Mrs. Gerber's classroom on day 4 for Friends of Rachel, when both she and Mrs. Trimble were talking about the renewing of the iconic sitcom Full House. And in that moment, I learned how these 2 wonderful teachers can make students all feel comfortable in their own skin. One of my favorite moments with Ms. Stanball was when we talked about genetics, because she really opened my eyes to that topic. I will never forget the encouragement I received from Mrs. Ritz and Mr. Over because of the consistent goal for making students work hard in spite of their doubts about themselves. Last, but certainly not least, Mrs. O'Neill, who I've been fortunate enough to have had her for 2 years on the blue and green team. She has been here for me through writing and math, which really helped me in 2 subjects I didn't always like. I will never forget her radiant smile, hearing her energetic voice, and vibrant spirit. At the end of my summer vacation, when I first opened my schedule for 8th grade, I was ecstatic about being on the green team because my sister was on this team, and she said being on the green team was the best part of her middle school experience. Even though I knew a lot about the team I was going to be on, I was still filled with fear and anxiety. Bum boom, a bum boom, I'm sure were the sounds of my heart beating while walking up the stairs to the 3rd floor and following the banners that showed our team color. Under the green team banner are the 7 teachers who have worked so hard to give the class of the 2021 a memorable 8th grade year. Mr. Raymond, thank you for helping us visualize our past to appreciate our present and future. To Mrs. Dorward, who was the first teacher I've ever had, who taught me to treasure all genres of books and plays. Mrs. McLaughlin, thank you for equipping us with the necessary skills that helped us reveal authenticity through writing. Mr. Ritz, thank you for making science an interesting subject to learn, and congratulations on your retirement. Mrs. Shield and Mrs. Reynolds, thank you for helping me work on my goals and for giving me support along the way in the school year. Mrs. Knappenberg, I would not have made it if it wasn't for you being by my side. Whenever I felt low, you always encouraged me to be myself and to not compare or want to be anybody else. In conclusion, to my fellow remarkable classmates, as we walk the hallways of the high school, always remember, like Mr. A said earlier, to always have each other's backs for the right reasons, and to stand up for what you believe in, even if you may have to stand alone. I would like to thank our wonderful principal, Mr. A, and assistant principal, Mrs. Ryan. Hearing your voices, whether it be on the loudspeaker or in the hallways, encouraged us daily and allowed us to know that you were there for us. Thank you to the teachers who have showed our creative sides in art, music, tech ed, computer, family consumer science, wellness, and staff. NMS, I will never forget you. My sister was right when she said middle school was the best part of her life. I never thought I would say it, but my sister is right. Thank you for taking the time to attend this memorable evening for all the 8th graders. We have worked very hard to get to this point in our lives, and without your love, support, and encouragement, we could not have done it. Thank you.
Allergies again. You may find somebody who works as hard, but you won't find a harder worker than that little angel. Congratulations. Each team is asked, as we move on in our program, when I call your name, you're going to stand, but each team is asked to recognize outstanding students who've shown excellence and perseverance day in and day out for the entire year. You know, we talk about 180 days as if it's a joke, but that's a long school year when you're 13 and 14 years old. And so we commend those kids day in and day out, even when they're not in the mood, still putting forth their best. Their contributions to our school are recognized academically, behaviorally, and socially. It placed them in positions as role models for their peers. I commend all of you for your perseverance this entire year, and I hope that you know just how much you're appreciated and will be missed by us all. Thank you for helping make NMS the magical school we have become, as you all were instrumental in helping us achieve this. When your name is called, please stand so we can throw some love on you. Caitlin Barnhart, Deja Castro, Maya Clapper, Nathaniel Doherty, Rachel Eckenrode, McKenna Fitzsimmons, Natalie Force, Parker Forey, Evan Gibbs, Samuel Gatchell, Allison Hudak, Lindsay Keith, Alexia Kessler, Connor Kister, Brayton Kaminsky, Zoe Krasinski, Michael Lynch, Samara Means, Anissa Opondo, Michael Opondo, Mackenzie Redding, Trinity Schraudner, Samara Means, Seth Seidel, Ryan Smith, Gavin Stevens, Faith Stump, Kayla Taylor, Abigail Tabakini, Abigail Waples, Jaden West, Ashley Weibrecht, April Wells. Congratulations, your certificates are in your folders. Thank you for being awesome. So those are outstanding students day in and day out. Our next award honors people that have made a turnaround and are headed in that right direction. So please welcome to the podium Mrs. Ryan, Turnaround Achievement Awards.
Good evening. I'm Mrs. Ryan, the assistant principal, and it is my honor to be able to present the Turnaround Achievement Award. Would the following students please come and stand on the stage? Angel Lynn Crockett, Grayson Entler, Adrian Guzman, Savannah Garbarino, Logan Hess, Zoe Krasinski, Vanessa Serrano Kitts, Annabelle Sutton, and Mason Troop. This award honors individuals who have overcome great obstacles in their lives or have set goals and persevered through the barriers. Each of these individuals should be extremely proud of themselves, as we are. They wanted greatness and nothing was going to stop them. Tonight, we celebrate the fact that the teaching and guiding was a process committed to by their parents, themselves, and school. You are now slated for greatness at the high school. I can't wait to see the mark these beautiful students place on the high school. But know this, kids, we will be patiently waiting, watching, and listening to hear of your greatness. We will always be in your corner and your biggest fans. Stay the course. You have shown that you can be phenomenal individuals as well as students, and your future accomplishments know no boundaries. I am proud of the changes you have all made, and I would like to honor you with this plaque. Congratulations. You may now have a seat. It is my privilege to introduce Mrs. Godfrey, who will be presenting the Friends of Rachel Award.
Thank you. It has been my pleasure to work with a fantastic group of students. Every year I get so excited about the kids that are helping out with the Friends of Rachel program. Right now I'd like all of you to stand who have been a part of the Friends of Rachel program either in 7th and 8th grade or just one of the years. If you please stand up, and all of the Friends of Rachel advisors that are here. I want to thank you for all of your hard work and for inspiring us to keep the chain reaction of kindness going at NMS and in our community. You never cease to amaze us with your kind hearts and your desire to lead. You have gone above and beyond in your commitment to Rachel's Challenge, and you have been instrumental in spreading Rachel's message, working daily, and many of you on your own personal time on various kindness projects, using your own creative and innovative ideas to make a difference. Whether you are a mentor to a younger student or to a new middle school student, mentored a student with a disability, whether you helped with the AMP program to academically tutor others, whether you helped a student in need by operating Rachel's Closet, or you placed a birthday card or personal note in someone's locker who really needed a lift, if you planned the Memorial Garden for Hope, gave presentations to younger students on how to treat others with compassion, if you hung chain links with good deeds, made treats for our staff and our local police, if you sat with a student at lunch who needed a friend or cheered up our classmates who were in the hospital, or some of you who took part in many covert surprise operations of decorating teacher classrooms on their birthday, or welcomed the return of our faculty when they were out ill. This is only a small list of service you have provided. I can continue to go on and on. There were also many quiet gestures that those who received them truly appreciate more than you'll ever know. You inspired your classmates to join you on your quest to lift others up and cause the ripple effect of kindness to keep going. I want to commend all of you for your hard work and leadership in making this a place where we all know we have each other's backs. Everyone, please give this group a round of applause for their outstanding commitment. You have created a culture of kindness and compassion at NMS, and we know you will continue to create this ripple effect of kindness in your very bright futures. I also have a few more student leaders that I would like to recognize. Would the following students please stand? Abigail Tabacini, Alex Tejada, Abby O'Leary, Brayton Kaminsky, Tristan Schroudner, Brady Lemon, and Zach Johnson. Alex and Abby represented Northeastern School District at the LIU 12 Student Leadership Forum this school year. Middle and high school students from across Brewer County met together to research, develop, and present data-driven plans to improve our schools. We want to thank them for their outstanding work and collaboration on the following topics: the need for equal school funding and how to build school unity. We look forward to see how their plans will improve our school community at Northeastern. I also would like to introduce you to Abby, Brayton, and Tristan, Brady, and Zach, the members of the Silence Ends Here. They were part of a youth-led initiative started by the York County Mental Health Coalition. The coalition aims to bring together students from school districts across the county to plan activities to raise mental health awareness, reduce the stigma, and teach ways to support those who are struggling to maintain mental wellness. The students named their group The Silence Ends Here to help bring the need for awareness out of the darkness and into the light. I'm especially proud of their efforts to have the first ever Silence Ends Here volleyball tournament this year. They raised $943 to help continue future student-led awareness projects and to end the silence that often surrounds those who may be struggling with a difficult time. By the way, The Silence Ends Here is planning a Light Up the Night Glow Run and Mental Health Fair on May 27th. We hope to see you there. Please give these awesome leaders a round of applause. I would like to introduce the Orange Team representative, Alex Bartram.
Hi, Mom. Good evening. My name is Alexandria Bartram. Northeastern Middle School has helped each 8th grader grow, maybe not vertically, but definitely mentally. Although we may not seem to accept it, the guidance from our teachers and peers has played a major role in building up our strength in working both individually and together. When we, the 2015-2016 year 7th graders arrived, we were extremely nervous. Having a fresh start in a new building, everyone wanted to renew themselves and take better control of their impressions and reputation. Now we know each other pretty well through past and current friendships that slowly faded in and out over the course of our middle school experience. Everything we have been doing has become more natural and a lot less awkward than when we first began as the little 7th graders of the building. We finally made it back up to the head of our school. Soon we'll be dumped back on the bottom as small and vulnerable freshmen. We have learned that focusing on our education now is definitely important for being successful in any way later. This experience has kept most of us ready to work hard and taught us how to know what we need to do in order to accomplish our future goals. 7th grade was our year for trying to be cool and make good impressions on our peers from separate intermediate schools. We all did it, or at least tried, with our style, speech, and random dabbing. Some of us have barely changed since then. Some of us have with only the occasional dab, and others have changed more than anyone would have expected. Each year is like a redo, a retry, a restart for everyone. We surely have taken advantage of that. By the end of 7th grade, everyone knew pretty much everyone, and we got a bit more comfortable with each other. We definitely decided who we want to be from the influence of not only others, but ourselves as well. 8th grade was our chance to start over. It was our chance to change ourselves to who we were really meant to be. It was our chance to make up for what we had done wrong or incorrectly. It was our chance to stand as role models for the new 7th graders of the school. It was our chance to go for that perfect attendance and honor roll each marking period. It was our chance to impress ourselves and the people around us. Those people around us, our friends, family, classmates, and teachers, have provided us with something. They provided us with support. We support each other in Northeastern Middle School. Nobody is ever alone in any fight, whether it is striving to get that perfect score on a test or losing someone they love. Everyone in this building is like a part of a family to everyone else, even if some of us don't necessarily get along for the most part. Now that it is time to leave the middle school, we will expand our family to others in the high school and even further into life. Soon, we will be saying goodbye to Northeastern Middle School and hello to Northeastern High School. It's just a one-word change in the name, but it is a lot more than a one-word change in its entirety. I know I will miss all of the familiar teachers and staff that I have been able to know for the last 2 years. I will miss having classes with many of the same people over the past few years. I will miss seeing the same halls and knowing how to get from place to place with ease. Most of all, I will miss the valuable memories I have made in 7th and 8th grade. There is a lot to look forward to, though. It will be a fresh start, a time to meet new people, make new friends, and start off right. Everything will change, but that isn't such a bad thing since we will have the chance to get better. Now, it is time to look forward to the many people and opportunities ahead of us and make the most of them while we have them. Thank you.
Hi, Mom. Following students, keeping the program moving. Following students, I need you to come to the stage at this time. When I call your name, please put your toes on the white line, smile pretty. Your parents want to take your pictures. Samuel Albright, Sierra Anderson, Caitlin Bear, Alejandria Bartram, Alexandra Datesman, Rachel Eckenrode, Megan Elzinga, McKenna Fitzsimmons, Brennan Foster, Evan Gibbs, Jenna Gross, Mackenzie Gross, Emma Hartley, Allison Hudak, Logan Jennings, Zachary Johnson, Brady Lemon, David Lynham, Leah Miller, Jordan Oster, Abigail O'Leary, Anissa Opondo, Fred Owen, Mackenzie Redding, James Sadowski, Trinity Schraudner, Aiden Seibel, Jade Schellenberger, Paige Schiffler, Andrew Sabrowski, Reagan Steinberg, Abigail Tapachini, Alexandra Versace, Brian Warrender, Ashley Weibrecht, and Kaylee Youngberg. I shouldn't have messed up any of these names since I've said it at every Star Wars program we've had in the last 2 years. I should have that down. You people and the ones standing before you are receiving our Distinguished Honors Award, which is for students who have received Distinguished Honor Roll 7 out of 8 times while at the middle school. We have 36 of these kids in the 8th grade class receiving this award. This is commendable achievement. That means all A's every single time, and maybe an occasional B slips in there, but this is absolutely outstanding academic achievement. These students should come and be recognized. Please give a round of applause for these students in front of you. Slide it together, kids. Can we get closer? I feel bad for people in the corner. Slide in. Closer, closer, closer. Shoulder to shoulder. Act like you like each other. Really, really close. Can we get them in down there at Scott? And they go all around. You can see everybody. Parents, you're welcome to take the pictures like you do in Star Awards. If you wish to get it closer, you're welcome to do so. All students on the stage, please take one step to the right. You are the Distinguished Honors kids. You can pull this off. One step to the right. Okay, a couple baby steps is fine too. All right, now I think we can see everybody. Absolutely commendable what you've done. Everybody got it? Ladies and gentlemen, one final round of applause for our distinguished honors students. Let me reassure you, you will continue to earn honors at the next level. You will stay together and you will continue to do great things as 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. And I'm sure we will see you in the same honors as seniors. Congratulations. Go back to your seats. We love you. And the cool part is there's some kids that want to be just like you, but need to have it this last marking period. We have 10 students who have missed being up here by one simple marking period. So what they did was they achieved distinguished honors 6 out of the 7 times. However, if they finish strong with the distinguished honors this last marking period, we will order a plaque for them just like that. It will be in this office over the summer. We'll call you. You'll come and get it, and or your parents. So these students, you're simply going to stand at your seats. You're going to be high-fived by the people around you. We want you to finish strong. Jaden Bainbridge, stand up. Kelly Ebenheiser, Emily Froman, Kara Hennon, Noah Herman, Lindsay Keith, Madison Noki, Lauren Millis, Jordan Nace, Tristan Schraubner. Give them a hand. We want them to finish strong. Get that plaque. I need the following 2 students to come stand right beside me on both sides. Samara Means, Brayton Kaminsky, please come forward. Every year, State Senator Mike Fulmer's office awards one male, one female student in grade 8 a Good Citizenship Award. Here is the credentials. The future of our nation depends upon the efforts of citizens working together to promote peace, prosperity, opportunity. The hard work and dedication of today's youth help guarantee the preservation of American values and ideals. The Good Citizenship Award recognizes the fine qualities of patriotism and leadership, which help to make a community strong. You, beautiful children, have demonstrated these qualities and deserve recognition of helping to improve the quality of life in your community. The Senate of Pennsylvania congratulates you on your selection for this award and extends best wishes for your continued success in the future. Congratulations, State Senator Mike Fulmer. Sounds like the audience agrees with State Senator Mike Fulmer. Congratulations, kids. You earned it. Have a seat. Be careful going down. Congratulations. And the final award, as you will see, I want you to see as a collective group. So you saw individual recognitions, but 2021, you're going to see here parents, visitors, guests. You're going to see the volume of kids who have achieved. So in our school, you can earn a silver award for honor roll, or you can earn a distinguished honor roll, which is a gold award. Those are our 2 high levels of honors. I would like this 8th grade class, if you have ever in your 7th or 8th grade years earned any star award, even one time, please stand. And parents, take a look at the volume of achievement. Congratulations to every one of you. Congratulations, kids. Now we're going to take the next hour and a half, and each one of you is going to come up here and tell your individual story. There is no dance. Just kidding. Okay. We've come to the final part of the program before I bring up every single student. And I do this so there's no talking afterwards. Listen closely. We've come to the final portion of the program whereby a few items of interest are worth stressing prior to recognizing each member of the class of 2021. Each of these students, parents, will be given a carnation that they are to offer to any adult whom they choose to give it to as a thank you for all that person may have done to help the student at some point in their middle school career. It could be a family member, a teacher, or any adult whom the child reveres. This is what the students were told. The kids will do this after our final dismissal when they meet up with their parents in the lobby or hallway areas. They will seek out that adult and hand them that carnation. Each of these students has also written a letter to their parents that is enclosed in your child's folder. You heard Maya speak of it earlier. They wrote these letters in the hopes that you would take the time to read it. So inside their folder that they will also give to you will be certificates, pins, or any other awards they receive tonight. Parents, please make the time to read that letter when you get home. Parents also, please be sure you get your child's folder from them prior to your departure this evening, as the kids will be solely focused on getting into their grooves, or whatever they call it, at the dance. The dance will be held back at the middle school. The dance ends promptly at 9 p.m. regardless of what they have told you. It is a 9 p.m. ending time. We ask that you be present for your child or located at that time. Any parent wishing to join us and chaperone this evening's dance is strongly encouraged to do so. The kids would love to see you there. What? They're not my kids, they're your kids. Just kidding. Last reminder, field trips are coming up and it is extremely hot. Students, you are to pack a lunch, bring plenty of water. It's supposed to be hot like fire for the rest of this week. Also, parents, they may have told another white lie telling you they need money. They need absolutely $0 on the field trip. I'm selling you out like you do me. Students should wear comfortable yet school-appropriate clothing, comfortable shoes for walking. 75% of this year's trip is outdoors and in the battlefield. There will be a lot of walking. If possible, show your school spirit by wearing anything black, orange, Bobcats, Northeastern, etc. on it. Students will arrive back at the middle school at 4 p.m. Students will need to be picked up at that time. Please make arrangements to do so for the field trip. At this time, my wonderful staff, please take your posts. It's time to rock and roll with these children. Whoop, 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 whoop. Row marshals, are you ready? Row marshals, ready? Ready. Row marshals? Check, 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 check. Boom. Check, 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 check. Mic check. Row marshals, please dismiss the first row, as you've been instructed to do. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, each names of the students will be read.
Nicholas Cogswell.
Naisha Blake.
Leandra De Fonseca.
Alex Bowman.
Adriana Forsyth.
Maya Cropper.
Dakota Gill.
Joshua Cummings.
We don't have to be this formal. You can
Madison
laugh a little bit.
Hartman.
As long as you can
Mia
hear the names.
Cooper.
Lindsay Keith.
Ethan Parody.
Seth Lanning.
Randy Fry.
Tabitha Matalonis.
Haley Gabriel.
Hayden Panzar.
Elijah Gensler.
Jace Ritter.
Kaylee Gingrich.
Taylor Rodland.
Sean Gray.
Nathaniel Rogers.
Adrian Guzman.
Alexis Rotella.
Kira J.
Gannon Schwalm.
Alexia Kessler.
Ryan Smith.
Cody Lawyer.
Zachary Stow.
Ada Leslie.
Gage Tone.
Patrick Miller.
Jonathan Torres.
Chatter Penn.
Abigail Wapples.
Brock Poteet.
Ethan Almany.
Brianna Pendergast.
Megan Axe.
Chantel Stone.
Jaden Bainbridge.
Faith Stump.
Juan Brojas.
Matthew Swords.
Alexandria Bartram.
Ethan Waldron.
Griffin Beatty.
Samuel Albright.
Michael Beck.
Leah Anderson.
Kenda Bloom.
Sierra Anderson.
Haley Bradley.
Jaden Nartman.
Isaac Bridge.
Ethan Achenbach.
Camden Bruner.
Caitlin Bear.
Orlando Buelto.
Emily Bale.
Emily Bush.
Andrew Baker.
Zoe Bush.
Eric Barnes.
Manny Capo.
Caitlin Barnhart.
Gisela Castano.
Brandon Baxdor.
Deja Castro.
Hassan Belgrade.
Alex Clifton.
Lexia Bender.
Paige Damon.
Troy Billingsley.
Ryan Dragoon.
Kylie Blessing.
Lindsay Dugan.
Hayden Boston.
Alano Drake.
Joshua Boston.
Dominic Earl.
Dalton Boyd.
Jaden Eberly.
Whitney Bruce.
Rachel Eckenrode.
Jackson Burnham.
Garrett Ehrman.
Jaden Bush.
Megan Elsinga.
Demetrius Carbach.
Stephanie Fetro.
Amari Cassell.
Tyler Fink.
Bailey Chase.
Aaron Finnegan.
Benjamin Clifton.
Austin Firestone.
Gabriella Colley.
McKenna Fitzsimmons.
Cassidy Krebs.
Natalie Force.
Angel Crockett.
Parker Forey.
Jennifer Cross.
Anthony Galletti.
Julie Cross.
Savannah Garbarino.
Alexandra Datesman.
Evan Gibbs.
Skylar Doherty.
Madison Gingrich.
Kelly Emenizer.
Chloe Gladfelter.
Emma Erdley.
Samantha Green.
Grayson Etler.
Jenna Gross.
Kenzie Espinoza.
Lars Gross.
Aubrey Bogle.
Emma Hartley.
Alec Figueroa.
James Herman.
Brennan Foster.
Amber Kerr.
Emily Froman.
Anna Hetherington.
Carson Chiamaru.
Travis Hill.
Samuel Gatcha.
Rachel Hoffman.
Abigail Gerber.
Leah Hoffman.
Callie Gibson.
Tanner Hollinger.
Preston Gallagher.
William Hutchins.
Jacob Gomez.
Jordan Jennings.
Denver Good.
Logan Jennings.
Mackenzie Gross.
Noah Johnson.
Joseph Grove.
Zachary Johnson.
Tyler Hall.
Rachel Kelly.
Peyton Hamilton.
Mitchell Kling.
Kara Hannon.
Cameron Knotts.
Caitlin Harrison.
Zoe Krasinski.
We've got Megan Hefner.
Amaya Lagana.
Casey Hamizi.
Travis Lee.
Noah Herman.
Alexis Lehman.
Logan Hess.
Brady Lemon.
Mitchell Heinlein.
Nathaniel Milano.
Zoe Ostetler.
Robert Maldonado.
Alan Hudak.
Kiana Martin.
Craig Johnson.
Haley Moody.
Enrique Jacino.
Garrett Mooney.
Tyler Kepner.
Levi Morgan.
Connor Christie.
Colin Mort.
Parker Nathenberg.
Samantha Nieves.
Madison Noki.
Abby O'Leary.
Britton Comiskey.
Jordan Oster.
Jessica Concord.
Michael Opondo.
Kira Lanchar.
Ben Owen.
David Lyman.
Clara Ort.
Michael Lynch.
Nadia Owens.
Courtney Masusi.
John Pedro Caslis.
Bryce Matier.
Zoe Parker.
Daniel McCandless.
Olivia Payne.
Sierra Means.
Faye Pierce.
Hunter Meese.
Robert Pilkerton.
Nikki Necklace.
Ashlyn Plowman.
Darren Miller.
Violet Reddick.
Leah Miller.
Matthew Reichert.
Lauren Millis.
Zachary Reynolds.
McKaylee Moats.
Raina Roberts.
Zara Moose.
Jacob Rogers.
Jacob Moser.
Tanner Sadowski.
Natalie Mowry.
Lydia Sanderson.
Jordan Mace.
Caleb Smurgy.
Sadie Nesbitt.
Trinity Schraubner.
Charles O'Leary.
Tristan Schraubner.
Jerry Olson.
Vanessa Cirano Kitts.
Anissa Abondo.
Ryan
Chloe Orner.
Jade Schellenberger.
Johanny Ortiz.
Olivia Shiflett.
Austin Piper.
Tony Shockley.
Montana Peters.
Sloan Shover.
McKenna Pomeroy.
Gina Sikora.
Caitlin Prince.
Laurel Smith.
Mackenzie Redding.
Sydney Smith.
Madison Reeser.
Zachary Snyder.
Lindsay Rodnow.
Gavin Stevens.
Megan Rose.
Annabelle Sutton.
Alex Rosenberg.
Josh Taylor.
Kelly Rosenberg.
Kayla Taylor.
Lucille Robinson.
Alex Tejada.
Saeed Segmenovic.
Marlacia Thomas.
Sophia Senko.
Skylar Thompson Berninger.
Aiden Seibel.
Akoni Vanas.
Lindsay Shear.
Sissy Versace.
Alyssa Shue.
Jace Warfield.
Paige Schiffler.
Brian Wernder.
Trevor Shelton.
Ashley Weekly.
Nathaniel Shields.
Ashley Weinbrecht.
Seth Siler.
Jaden West.
Katie Snellbaker.
Jackson Wingington.
Andrew Zabrowski.
and Antonio Williams.
Ethan Stanbaugh. Roby Staub. Reagan Steinberg. Ryan Shaw. Abigail Tabakini. Alan Tatlis. Ethan Drexler. Mason True. Nicholas Torres. Monica Villegas. Anthony Milan. Dayon Walker. Madeline Walker. Britt Wallersdorf. Zane Weaver. April Wells. Bryce Wyman. Kaylee Youngberg. And Travis Zerby.
Show him some love, class of 2021, give it up. Staff on the stage, staff on the stage, staff down low. Let's take a collective bow. We hope we served you well. Everybody take a bow on 3. 1, 2, 3. I told you I'd let you go. All my closing comments were done. Make sure you get them at 9 p.m. because they're going to be tired tomorrow. Have a fantastic, safe evening, everybody. We are formally dismissed.